This video will be about how to create printable book plates. This takes your signed books up a few notches. It makes the book a bit more personal and special. What will you need to complete this project? The first thing you will need are white shipping labels. You specifically need the ones which are 6 labels per page. Any brand will do. The labels will be approximately 3.5 inches by 4 inches. This is a picture of the Avery 55164 labels, but I used Office Depot brand and they worked fine. If you want these particular labels, I have a link to purchase them from Amazon. It's posted below. The second thing you'll need is a fancy square frame of some kind. I purchased mine for $1 from depositphotos.com, but I searched fancy square frames on pixabay.com, which is a free website, and I found this one and many others similar to it. The third thing you will want, and this is optional, is to add an author logo or some other icon. Here are 3 of my book plates. They are branded by the outward frame, but inside I have used a slightly different icon or emblem to distinguish each book series. The first one has fanged teeth at the top for my vampire books. The middle book plate has a faint picture of a PI holding a camera for my detective series, and the last one has handcuffs for my police procedural. So whatever icon or background picture you want to use, you will need that as well. And the fourth and last thing you will need will be either Microsoft Word or Google Docs. I will go live in a moment to show you first how to pull together a design in Gimp, and then I will go live and show you how to set up the actual labels in Microsoft Word. Now, most people who use Google Docs already know how to translate instructions from Word to Google Docs. So I will assume that you all know how to do that because I'm not sure how to translate one to the other. So let's go into Gimp and I will show you how to assemble the design. Okay, so here I am in Gimp and I've brought in all of my components. The first thing I brought in is another book plate so that I have one to copy from to make sure that I have everything in the same place. The next thing I brought in is the frame that I will be using. This is the black scrolly frame against a transparent background. And this is the frames page that I downloaded from depositphotos.com. And as you can see, this center frame is the one that I used. However, I had to elongate the sides, which is very easy to do. I used Gimp and I just elongated it. And here is another page of scrolls that I have downloaded from depositphotos.com. And as you can see, sometimes they only have a corner or a top. So if you like some of this design, you can use a top and a bottom and then just add a side in, which is easy enough to do. So aside from my frame, what I have also brought in are some of the icons that I will be using. This is just a little drawing of a police officer. Here are the handcuffs that are already on a transparent background. This is a little scroll that I use on all of the book plates. And this is a police badge that I have downloaded also from depositphotos.com. Now, very often, these icons, these black and white drawings, do come with a white background. And I'm going to show you how to make this, how to remove part of the background, because I don't want to remove all of the white. I only want to remove the white up to the badge. So first of all, I always make a copy of the picture in case I make changes and mess up. then I don't have to worry about going back to find the photo. I can just make another copy and start over. Okay, so I have the first picture I have made hidden. And the second one, I'm going to right click and make sure that it has an alpha channel, which it does. If it didn't, it would give me the opportunity to add an alpha channel. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and pick the erase tool, which is here. And I'm going to make sure I have a hard brush and, you know, a pretty big, so that I'm going to erase part of the background. And right now, the Gimp is realizing that I am trying to get rid of the background. So I'm going to just do it a little bit. Okay, and then once I'm done with that, I'm going to come up here and choose the fuzzy select tool and then click on the white here. And what this is going, and then hit delete. And what this has done is it has erased the rest of the background up to the shield, and that's what I wanted. And then come over here and select none, and that will get rid of the scrolling lines. So now that I have all of my components ready, I'm going to make the document. So I'm going to start with File, New, and then I'm going to change this to inches. And I'm going to do 4 inches by 4 inches. And you can leave it at 300 ppi and click OK. All right. And this has taken the foreground color as the background color. And that's okay because I'm going to be making the label white anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is come over and find my fancy frame and then right click, choose Edit, Copy Visible, come back to my new document, click, and then click on Control V. And that will post it. And then this is a floating selection, so I'm going to click on Layer, and that's going to lay it down. Now I want this to fill the square, so I'm going to click on Shift S for the scale tool, and I'm going to scale this up so that it fills it. All right, and then I'm just going to make sure that, actually I think I'm going to click on it again, Shift S, and then holding the shift down, I'm going to drag down just the top and bottom to elongate it just a bit. And that fills up the whole area. Okay. Now we're done with the background. So let me go and check over here. So the first thing I'm going to write is signed by the author. So let me come over here and select the first, I'm going to make my colors black and white, and the text tool draws its color from the foreground color. So I'm going to click on here, and I have chosen the text lobster. All right, and I'm going to come here, and what am I putting? Oh, signed by the author. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to click Control A to select all of the letters, and then I'm going to make it kind of bigger. All right, that's good. All right. All right, and now the next thing I'm going to do is add this. Actually, I'm going to write in the name of the series. All right, so let's go back here. I'm going to do this. Jack Detective Series. What else? By R. Shannon. By R. Shannon. And then I have my readfirstchapter.com. Okay, I'm going to click on Control A to select everything. I'm going to elongate this. And this I'm going to make a little bit more than 10 to tighten it up a little bit. All right, and that's good. And now what I'm going to do is click on M to turn on the move tool, and then I'm going to center this. Okay. And let's see here. And then next is going to be the scroll. So let's go back here and we'll click on the scroll, right click, edit, copy visible, come back to our document, Control V. All right, and then click to anchor it down, and then click on M to move it, and I'm going to move it right up here. Okay, in the middle. Okay, and there's plenty of space right here for the signature. Now, let me go back to the police badge here. So I'm going to use this one because I already have this as one of my book plates. So I'm just doing another one for this video. So what I'm going to use is this police badge. So I'm going to right click and then copy visible, go back, click OK. And of course it's too big. So first I'm going to anchor it here, and then I'm going to scroll out and click on Shift S to scale it. And then I'm going to scale it down like this. Okay, now I can do a couple of different things here. I can center it like this and then drop the opacity. Okay, and what that does is, like one of my other book plates, it just sort of has the police badge in the background. So there's plenty of space to sign it, and this is just going to be a hint of a police badge in the background. I kind of like this one, so I will ultimately do this one. But the next thing that you can do, if you don't want to do this, is you can continue to scale this down, okay, and put this here. So it looks like it's part of the, and I would drop the opacity on this anyway, just a little bit. Okay, and then let's go back to signed by the author and just drag this down ever so slightly. You still have plenty of space to sign your name. Okay, and so this will be, actually I like this one too, so I think I'll save both of these. But anyway, then you're going to do two things. First, you're going to save this, save as, and you're going to name this and save it as an XCF file. And what that is going to do is it's going to save it so you have all of your layers, so that if you want to do the next book or the next series, you don't have to start from scratch. You can go in and you can reuse all of the elements that remain the same in each of your book plates. For example, mine always says signed by the author. It always has the little scroll, and this is the frame that I use. So I can very quickly create the next one. Then what you're going to do, and what I'm going to do right now, is click on File, Export As, and I always keep my things like this in the first book of the series. So let's see, Sanctuary, here it is. And I will just save it here. JNDS book plate 2, PNG. Okay, and then you click on export. Okay, and then it is saved. So that's how you create the actual graphic that we will be using in the next step, which will take place in Microsoft Word. All right, now I am in Microsoft Word and I have opened a new document. It's a blank document. So the first thing you're going to do is click on Mailings and then click on Labels. All right, Now in my system, it defaults to just a return address label, and that's not going to work. So what we're going to have to do is change the options. So come down and click on options. And the first thing you're going to change is you're going to select Avery US letter. Okay. And now there's probably at least 100 choices. So the one that you are going to look for is shipping labels number 15664. All right. And if you look over here on the right-hand side, it says the height is 3.33 inches and the width is 4 inches. Any of the labels around that size, they're going to give you 6 labels per page. That's the one that you want. All right. So I'm going to click on OK, and that's going to select it, but it's going to default into giving me a box to create one label, which I don't want. So I want a full document. So I'm going to come down here and click on New Document. And what that does is it creates a whole document that is going to allow me to create these 6 labels, 2 on the top, 2 in the center, and 2 at the bottom. So the next thing I'm going to do is click over to Gimp, and making sure that none of these layers is selected individually. You can go to select and make sure that none is not selectable, I guess is the way I could put it. And then I know that this is visible. The whole label is visible. So you want to right click and then choose Copy Visible. Then I'm going to go back to Microsoft Word, and I'm going to come up to the top and click and then select Control V to paste in the label. All right, so the first one here, you can see it's not centered. So I'm going to click on this little option here, and I'm going to choose, let's see, the first one here says through. This gives it the most flexibility. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to center this. All right, and then it's going to be in the center. All right, and then click off of it and then click back on it and select Control C. Okay, and then you're going to come to the next one and click V, Control V to paste it. And you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to center it. Now, if perchance your design is a little bit too big, you can use these little circles on the corners to shrink it and to get it to stretch out into the size of the label. Okay, and what you're going to do is just continue on and reposition these into the center. It's easy to eyeball them. Okay. Okay, and then once you have them all set up, then you're going to save this, save as, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go back to my first book in the series. Let's see, Sanctuary, and then I'm just going to put book plate labels 2. This is the second design, and that's going to save it as a docx file. Let me move this up, click Save. Okay, and now it's saved. And then this way, you can just print them out on the postage labels. And then once you have them printed, if you have a paper cutter, you can cut them off into perfect squares. Or if you just use them as the labels, they look professional enough. So that's all that you need to create your own customized book plates. If you liked the video or learned anything, I hope you will give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. To the right are all of my books that are available for purchase on Amazon.com. Most of them are in Kindle Unlimited. I'll see you in the next video.